Good day to you, partner. I'm keen, and I can already tell that I'll be your best friend in this forsaken camp.
Teach him how to be more American.
Go
You can speak
USA.
now,
Go
Mr.
USA.
Pupster Man. Oh, USA! USA! There you go, man. Look, the number one thing about being American is knowing that you're always right and the other person is always wrong. Even an American sometimes, okay? How it works is just alpha
Oftentimes.
inner. Yeah, oftentimes. Oftentimes. Whoever speaks the loudest is right in America. It's who has the most money. That really helps too.
That's very, very true.
Yeah, yeah, very, very helpful.
Yeah. Okay, can you see the screen still? Yeah.
Yeah. I can see it.
Okay.
And
So,
see it. So wait, why did you want to just go assassin? Basically, still don't understand that.
I just wanted to do like I had rushed the aura on Necro what 4 seasons in a row, 4 seasons in a row, and I just
Didn't you get it every season
yeah
since it's been
got,
out, or
got it.
did you miss it the first time?
I just yeah I just never did it. Every season I've tried, I've gotten it. So I just
Okay, yeah.
I didn't want to. It just wasn't like it was the same. First 3 days were the same every single time. So I just wanted something different. So
Yeah.
I was like, maybe, am I actually good at these fights? Am I decent? Or like, is it just that I'm necro? So I wanted to see if I can do it on another
Dude,
class. So
so I
yeah,
have a question. Are
yeah.
you using the chain lightning sentry just because it's level 0? Does that actually work in level 8?
So this is Lightning Sentry right now, purely.
Yeah.
But Lightning Sentry and Chain Lightning Sentry is what I use to get the Vex kill and the Zod kill.
So how the fuck do you kill the blood golems quickly enough? You just lay the traps right on top of them?
Yeah, pretty much. You're just like, oh, in actually Zod, you'll see when we get there, I just don't even kill them. I just let him heal. I just let him
Oh,
heal
because
a
you'll
bunch.
only phase 3 times anyways,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He's at a fixed number of
Yeah,
golem phases, so I just let it. I'm like,
right,
let's just let it roll, and I just kill him
right,
afterwards. But the Void Knights you have to
right.
kill in the later ones, but that's not as bad.
And that's why chain lightning is so important.
Yeah, it's for the Void Knights. Yeah. So the
Yeah.
weird, you'll see how I'm taking. This is level 0. You'll see I'm taking crazy damage, but it is because I have no max res and no PLR. I'm
Oh,
I'm in
it's mapping gear.
yeah purely mapping gear. I just wanted to show that you can just walk in here in mapping gear and just do it.
Dude,
So
I bet a summons on could do that.
I think so. This is really
Easily, actually.
yeah. Yeah, I think yours on right now could do level 0 declone and um, this as well. If you can't kill the
Exactly.
golems, you
All
can
I
just let
would
them
need
phase. Yeah.
yeah, is well because I have the blink source,
Yeah.
so I could probably kill the golems anyways.
Yeah.
Dude, Valkyries smack single target.
Yeah.
The
So you,
only problem I would see is, of course, my Merc would.
oh, oh, sorry, your internet's cutting out right now. About your merc.
Oh shit!
All right, now it's coming back.
Here,
Okay.
hold on for a second. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pull over and park somewhere. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How reliably could you keep a Merc alive in level 0? Is it like Ubers where they can survive but they usually don't?
I don't know because there's just too much damage I think he would take from the poison. Like there is some poison damage that you
Oh,
need to antidote and stuff, and I just think he'll
that would
die.
be pretty
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah. If you can get past phase 1, I think you can get to phase 3. He'll definitely die in phase 3, but I think you can keep him alive in phase 2. Um, but it's
Because
worth
the
a try.
thing is, you could put your antidotes in the belt and then shift click antidotes for him.
Yeah, you could. It might be possible if he has enough health. It might be. You'd have to like aggro some of the cold spires so that he doesn't get hit by all 4 of them. But if he has some sort of max
Yeah, they
res,
are
yeah,
so stupid.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the other weird thing about, I don't know, we didn't want to talk too much in this fight, but they nerfed this fight so much that his teeth does 0 damage in this phase. It's a bug. Yeah. When he shoots teeth at you, it does 0 damage. Like you'll see him sometimes, he'll shoot teeth, and it just that one's this teeth right here. It doesn't do anything.
So was that a mistake? They were trying to
Ye-
just reduce the damage and instead just put it to
Well,
0?
well, Rathma in Phase 3 always had 0 damage teeth for some reason. For every season, they just nerfed it and never, or it was bugged and they never fixed it. And I think they changed something now, and they basically used the Phase 3 teeth, so now it also does no damage. So that spell
In
never
phase
does,
3.
and Phase 3 and Phase 2, so it just never does damage now. So,
That's hilarious.
but they nerfed his damage. You can see my health is practically at 90% the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this, you
So
can,
wait,
yeah.
what's the best phase for farming, by the way?
That that's a big topic right now because so you have Vex through Zod. Everyone's really upset because
Right.
we have no idea what the drop rates are and they haven't told us. Um, so originally everyone was doing Zod, and we did quite a few of them, but no one found a Zod item. One person did, and then a bunch of people found items on Vexes. Not a bunch, I think 3 or 4. We haven't only had like a couple items drop this season, like probably a third of how many drops happened last season, maybe less. And
That's
basic
also because you guys are running less fights, though.
less
So
fights.
is it balanced out?
I don't think so because like a Zod is 6 times more expensive than a Vex right now, and I don't think the drop rate's 6 times better. It almost can't be. Like we've done 50 Zods or something in no drop between the group of us. So like obviously RNG can happen, but I mean it's just
I mean, Chevy, our RNG is RNG,
yeah,
obviously, because
yeah,
you can get like Dclone items back in the old days, and one farmer can do 100 and get 3,
yeah,
and one farmer can do 250 and get 1. But
yeah. But it just right now everyone was doing the meta before was everyone did Cham, Jaw, and Zod because they're like the highest tier 3, and like Jaw and Cham are pretty cheap. They're only like 1.25. So that was pretty much the meta. So I still think people are doing Jaw and Cham. I am, but then everyone else is now also just doing Vex because doing Ohm like Sir Burr make no sense because they're like level 4
too expensive.
and they're the most
Well,
expensive.
would an ohm make sense?
Yeah, Ohm is
Or no?
0.75 and it's a little bit harder. So like pretty much people are interchanging Ohm and Vex, just doing those ones a lot.
Okay.
But low
Yeah.
makes no sense either because it's 1.25. It's the same price as a Jaw, so you might as well do the level 6 Jaw, right? So it's pretty much Vex, Ohm, and then you jump up to Jaw, Cham. Those are the only 4 that you should ever do. Nothing else makes sense right now, unless we get the drop rates. Yeah. But but yeah, so that's kind of where it's going. So it's a pretty, I mean, a lot of people are doing a lot less fights now, just because it's not that interesting. Because level 0 you don't get any item, and level 1 so level 8 you have to spend a lot of HRs. Like our group has spent over 300 HRs in this fight. Total HR value, we found 0 items. So as we saw, this fight's a lot more nerfed than it was in previous seasons. Like this is the max difficulty, which is supposed to be the same as season 6, but it's a lot less damage. You'll see my health doesn't really go down that much. I'm using Nat set with like some rubies and stuff in it, like nothing too exciting. Plain grand charms, some lifers on the percent lightning charms. Um, so nothing too crazy, and some random claw. So that's why the Void Knights are taking a pretty long time. And it's I probably have I think half the damage I had in the level 0 kill that you saw just before that, which is my current setup. So it's literally I think I have like 13k here, and I had 26k in the last video. So literally half. So it's pretty budget. But the issue is that they just doesn't really do that much damage to you, as you'll see. So I'm not in that much danger of dying, at least in the first 2 phases. You're kind of just outlasting him. I'm using just chain or just regular lightning sentry, mixed with chain lightning sentry. Now that my damage is higher on live, I actually do only Chain Lightning Sentry in this phase, just in case he puts a cage down. It breaks the cage immediately, and it's ready to shoot Chain Lightning at the Void Knights immediately like that. It kind of helps. So you'll see there the cage just immediately breaks, so it's kind of quite helpful to have Chain Lightning going. But my damage is pretty low here, so it takes a bit of time. Okay, sorry, Discord messaged me and told me that I'm taking up too much time. I'll call it on a call by myself because we dropped. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so there's nothing too much interesting in this fight, really, compared to what we saw before. I wasn't too impressed with the Vex level. The only real changes we get are in Phase 3, which is coming up, which I will talk about a little bit. But this part, normally you want to kill off the Conjuring Souls as quick as possible, but the damage is so low that it didn't really matter. See there, I didn't drop the cube. I had a good 16 pots in the inventory, 16 in the cube, plus, I don't know, I think there was like 8 in the inventory, or sorry, in the belt, so not a big deal. Obviously I've done this fight quite a few times, but it's still like the gear I used on day 3, I think. I think this might have been day 5. I have to think. It was kind of a blur a little bit, because I did, like I said, I did the kill. It didn't count. I kind of gave up on doing the kills, and then decided I would try again. And I had to wait for the announcement to work. So you actually see the timer here is like 6:07 in the morning. I got up before work at 5:30 just to get the kill done really quickly, because I checked my phone on Discord and saw that someone else got an announcement, some level announcement, I think. So I was like, oh, the announcements are working. I should just try to do it real quick, and kind of hopped on to do it. And we saw a few people get their kills. They kind of probably had the same idea. A bit annoying because I actually had the world's first Rathma kill when I did it, uh, but it didn't count, obviously. So by the time I got this, it was the first assassin kill, but 2 or 3 people got another class kill before me here. So officially not the world's first, but it is what it is. But it happened to be on Dclone as well, so it was a pretty rough season for that. At the end of the day, it's just an aura, so it's not a big deal, but it's a lot of wasted currency that just throw away. Because each of these entries cost HRs now, right? From the Vex all the way up to Zod, so it is something, so it's not the nicest feeling, but it's alright. So the difference we're going to see here in this fight compared to previous fights is that Mendel and Rathma have a shared health pool. So I'm actually using Chain Lightning right now to hit both of them. If I only did Lightning Sentry and just hit Mendel, Rathma's health also still goes down. And they have slightly different thresholds for when they spawn their stuff, so you'll always phase them both. So this is going to come up to a Mendel phase in a second right now, and then Rathma's going to spawn his Void Knights. When Rathma spawns his Void Knights, Mendel is invulnerable, and so is Rathma. So you have to go through and kill all the Void Knights before you can do the next Mendel phase, and that kind of keeps repeating. So you'll see here I have to dodge Mendel, and then kill all the Void Knights, and then go at him again. And this is why they nerfed the damage, because you have to fight both bosses this whole time. So if they didn't nerf it, this would it would be ridiculous if it was Season 6 values here. But they did a little bit too much of a nerf that I'm not even worried about walking into those sludge because it does 700 damage, so I'm not that concerned about it. So Void Knights are down, I can damage them again. I'm doing Chain Lightning like I said because I don't care which boss gets hit because they both take damage. They do take different amounts of damage. You could phase Rathma before Mendel phases. Kind of what we see here. See, there you can plan it out a bit more with single target abilities if you want, but you'll always have to do all the phases now, as opposed to when you can just immediately kill Mendel last season, and then all you have to do is worry about the 3 phases of Rathma later. Now you kind of have to do it all, so I like this. It makes it so that those melee builds that could just instant kill Mendel actually have to do the whole fight now, so it's kind of a bit more interesting there, I think. But it does make it a bit more chaotic for your first time ever doing the fight, because there's a lot of stuff going on. While single instances of damage can't one-shot you now, the accumulation of many smaller damages can cause you to die. So, you see, this was a good one where I was able to finish the mountain phase before Rathma spawned his Void Knights, so it's a bit less chaotic and easier, and I can kind of just off-screen throw my traps and just kind of wait out the damage. But my traps are pretty low damage at this point, so it takes a long time to kill these Void Knights. After watching or after doing it many times now in my mapping gear, I can. Yeah, this is kind of. I haven't watched this since this happened, so it's a bit surprising. But so once that's done, then we're going to enter the last phase, which is just the damage phase. So we just have to kill, Mendel will do his last phase here. We just kill him, antidote, kill him, and then kill off Rathma. I kind of overpotted here, but there we go. So there's the announcement with our first assassin. So finally got it. It was super early in the morning, so I don't think anyone was online. But I was kind of over geared here in the sense of resistances, but my gear is pretty bad. Just 3 shells, 3 rubies, 1 rupee, PLR amulet, random claw, some random Nats boots, clean nature's pieces, some regular traps, plain small terms, just some pretty basic gear, just maxing all the lightning traps, shockweb, and 1 point in everything else here. Everything here is 1 point, and yeah, that's it. So
I don't even know what happened. But anyways, hold on. I'm not completely ready to get going again, but it should. Everything should be better now.
yeah.
Everything should be better now, okay?
I I finished the Vex kill and
The
just
Vex?
paused it. I gave some commentary and paused it. I was like, okay, you'll just cut that section out.
No, I like the section where you're just there by yourself going, I wonder if Keith is okay. He's my only real friend.
I should have just opened Reddit or something and you could just watch me.
Look at Reddit.
Yeah.
Are you actually a Reddit guy? I didn't know that.
I do, yeah. I like to go on there.
All right, so hold on. We got power. We got good internet. I'm ready to go. I'm all ears.
Alright, let me start sharing my screen again. This Discord kicked me off of screen sharing, so it's like you're screen sharing by yourself.
Yeah.
It's literally the message
It's
that
the
came
saddest thing in the world.
It's like you're using too much bandwidth.
Yeah. You're using too much bandwidth, you pathetic loser.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you see
Now
this?
it's going to be pro. Now it's going to, oh man, 720p, 30 FPS. Woo! Okay, where are we at? This is level 8 kill?
Yeah, this is Zod, so I'll play it while it talks to it. So this is this level 8 kill, and
Yeah.
I'm still in full Nats gear, so like I don't have crazy stuff either.
You actually use a Nats Claw for this build?
Yeah, only because I want the full set for the PDR and the res. Just for budget. It makes no sense really to farm it.
Oh, I was going to say, like, is it
Yeah.
actually that good?
Well, the thing with Nats set is it gives you like 50 all res, 3 assassin skills, and some other crap. But then
Sounds just like every set.
Yeah, but then the armor is 3-socketed, or it's 1 to 3
Oh,
sockets,
that's
right?
right.
And it gives you 75 PLR and life. So you hit all the
Oh.
PLR you need just from wearing the set.
And then if you also roll one good core on
Yeah.
your armor, you're pretty set.
Yeah, so mine's like 3-socket with max cold, for example. So
Woo!
it's like, that's basically
Woo!
4-socketed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
What is it, +2 or +4 on armor?
Um, the armor is 3 to shadow disciplines.
No. The cold res core.
Oh, +4. Yeah, I think. No, +5?
+4. Yeah.
+4? Yeah, I think.
Is it +5 or it's either
It's
+4 or +5, and
it's
either way,
four
it's
four.
basically a socket.
Yeah, exactly. So here we
Mm.
go. That was good. And I have CBF on this one.
Oh, now you show the gear. Okay.
I showed at the end. I think this is me like making sure I don't waste a Zod by wearing the wrong gear.
Wait, why do you wear a Phantom grip? Just for
For
a little extra PLR?
no, actually the Venom grip is because it has 5 max poison on a Venom grip.
Oh.
So it basically allows me not to have to throw a gall in something. And
Mm.
there's no gloves that help a light trapper aside from just stats. Like if I wanted IAS or res or something like
Mm.
that. So I
Oh, and then Venom grips. Do they still have IS on them?
no, they don't. So they just have
That's so stupid,
yeah.
dude.
They're pretty much like crushing blow and a couple other nonsense. But I guess we can skip this part, right?
I don't know.
Here we go.
I like seeing you destroy these ads.
Got it. So this is where you'll see you didn't really watch all the Vex ones. You're not gonna see totally, but
No,
you
I,
saw
I didn't like see any of it
yeah.
almost, basically.
Yeah, but you saw the level 0, so
Level 0 kill, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I have less damage here to keep in mind, but you'll see the difference in um, lack thereof
So how
there.
much? So level 8's like 40% more damage? Is that what it's like?
That's what we think it is. They haven't told us anything, but it seems like it's about 40% more damage. Yeah.
Which is actually a pretty reasonable number.
Yeah.
Pretty reasonable, especially when they fix certain things. It means every single class can do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So is Sork best at it again, since they can't die anymore, and
Um,
they're just so good?
yeah, Sork's got a lot of the early kills. For Rathma, I think honestly, I think Sork or um, I mean Assassin's pretty good, but honestly, I think Sork or Poison Jav is probably the best.
Oh yeah, Poison Jab was good too.
You just get the
Like for level 8 is what I'm asking.
yeah, for level 8, the Poison Jab is probably one of the best still, just because you just throw the poison everywhere and the voids just die right when they spawn, and you get the free evade and
By the way,
dodge.
yeah. By
Yeah,
the way, evade and dodge are fucking whack stats because like sometimes you feel like you're invincible, then other
yeah,
times they don't roll well, and then you feel like you're the squishiest class in the game.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I hate those mechanics. So you see, I killed no
Yeah.
golems here, by the way. So just like, well,
Oh, I didn't even notice that part. Oh yeah,
yeah,
the golem's walking towards him now. I
yeah.
see it. Yeah.
It's like, well, okay, whatever.
Wait, you didn't kill one of them, or did
No,
you kill one?
I think I just killed one, but I
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
really
he's
paying
full
attention.
health.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying
And if
attention.
you
So
kill one, it doesn't matter
yeah,
because 2 is enough to heal him that much, right?
yeah. So I was
Yeah.
like, I had really bad trap placements and like to kill the golems here. I didn't really understand how to do the fight very well on trap, but it's
Well, I
done.
mean, I don't know
Yeah,
if you ever really understood how to do the fight, but I mean, sure, some a little better.
a little better
Hey,
than some.
by the way, why do you use the charge bolt thing? Is it actually worth casting?
I tried to. No, the answer is no, because their hitboxes are so small that it just almost never hits them. So, oh, you mean
Yeah.
the shockweb thing? The thing I throw on the ground?
Yeah, shockweb. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So the reason for shockweb, it's a little bit extra damage, but actually traps don't get any pierce anymore in PD2. But shockweb
Oh, and then the shockweb
does,
does.
yeah.
So does it actually do good damage?
Yeah, it actually does pretty good damage.
You still didn't kill a golem. Did you not kill that one that had like
I killed
walking
one.
through a shockweb and everything?
I killed the
So you
one.
killed one.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, the one
but
that was walking through your shockwebs
yeah,
and like still almost got to him.
yeah.
Still.
So you can see like this, like they just have a lot of life in this.
They
Like,
have a ton of life.
yeah,
So is it like double health basically?
that's what it feels like. It feels like they have
Maybe a
about
little more?
yeah, about P3, P4 life, which would have been like 100% to 150%. So yeah, roughly roughly two.
Wow, 100 to 250%. That's a small range there, Top Look. Thank you.
No, but I mean, like how the player, like if you do player commands in Diablo, like player 2 is
Yeah,
50% more life, player 3 is 100%, it scales by
yeah,
50%
yeah,
each time.
yeah.
So I think it's
So you mean
somewhere
it's somewhere between
between.
100 to 150?
Yeah, because that's the only
I thought you
reference
said
points. No,
250.
what?
Oh,
No, no,
okay.
1 to 150, which would be like
Yeah,
double his health or a little bit more than double his health. And that's what it feels
yeah,
like.
yeah.
So, but the damage is still nerfed, as you'll see. Like I'm not taking huge chunks any point, which is very different than Dclone, which you're gonna see later. Um, so the damage
So
is
the Rathma is overall easier,
yes,
which is weird because you could have argued that Rathma was already easier.
yeah. There, I think if you got good at Rathma, it was easier than Dclone, but for someone new, it was harder. Now it's just even easier.
Well, right, because it
It,
was a longer fight.
yeah,
There's way different mechanics, but at the end of the day, like there's not that random meteor that's always going to be a threat, and then of course the invisible bone spirit patches, which are just two unique threats that are always an existential crisis for any character. Well, for most characters, they are.
yeah, and the things that could kill you before are basically nerfed now. Like the things that were the biggest problem were the Sludge
Yeah.
Nova, which it's doing like before it was doing. I think it was like 50. I'm trying to remember the numbers. It's been a while, but it was like 1,600 life, let's say, per orb. So if you got hit by 2 orbs, you're doing
Yeah.
over 3k. Now a single orb does 700.
Wait, so they fixed it by not? Why didn't they just put next hit delay on it or something so you can't get hit by two orbs? There should be a way to do that, or
Yeah,
maybe it was too complicated for a
it
boss.
it could have been that they don't want to screw it up that you like I don't know like if maybe some of the other abilities in the fight also have no next hit delay is another thing I'm thinking of. So maybe they
Yeah, I
want to
mean, I
make
don't know how the
yeah
game's programming works in that regard, so
because
I don't. Maybe put it on for one ability, you put it on for them all. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because if they all have it, then you could just dodge all. So there's some whatever reason, but and then so that was the one, and the other thing is the teeth
But
from
then, like, the only other thing that would matter with next hit delay in the fight would be the ice spires.
yeah.
That right? What other ability would hit you twice in like a small time window?
Well, the issue is next hit delay is a global stat. So any if you get hit by something that has next hit delay, you can't get hit by anything that has next hit
Oh,
delay.
any. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
all right. Okay, so right. It's not that all abilities have it. It's that one ability cancels you out, makes you invincible for 5 frames, whatever, 10 frames, whatever the next delay is set to.
yeah. Of any ability that has that flag. So if they had that
Right,
flag on
right.
multiple, then that's the reason I can think they maybe didn't do it, or maybe they just thought they wanted to nerf the numbers and it would solve the problem, but I don't know. Like,
I mean, it does kind of solve the problem. I just don't know if that was the right way to do it.
yeah, in my opinion, no, because the way I handle the
Now it just
fight,
makes that mechanic pointless,
yeah, I actually don't even look
almost.
at the sludge. Because I just never let my
Mm.
health get below a double hit, which is 1500. So if you always pot
So what about
1500,
the bone spears? Because like the other problem with this fight is the part where you could die is phase two, and you get smacked by bone spears in like a bad situation.
so this damage was also nerfed, and in my opinion, the damage of a bone spear is like in Zod level is like the amount of damage it was doing in season 6. But since these you see these teeth, right? They did no damage to me. So like you're not as low anymore because normally he was hitting you with teeth and all this other
Wait,
crap.
so the teeth doesn't do damage on any difficulty?
Any difficulty, any phase. Yeah, they nerfed it by accident, or they bugged it. Yeah,
They nerfed it by infinity.
yeah. So if you're taking significantly less chip damage, that the spear becomes less relevant because you're never low. Like you see, my character's always high, so all I have to do is
Right, and like Void
dodge.
Knights aren't that dangerous. Like, yeah, they're dangerous in conjunction with Rathma, but if
Yeah,
Rathma's not doing much damage, then this phase is basically boring.
yeah, exactly. The only way you would die is if you get all physical knights, they amp you, and you're stuck in a cage, and you have low FHR. But
Wait, did they do a physical range attack?
they have randoms. There's fire knights, poison knights.
No,
Um,
but I mean the physical knight's ranged attack is physical damage?
yes, the ball they throw out
I
is
did not know
physical.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So it's
but
like a succubi witch ball.
yeah, exactly. So it's the purple one. So right now
Oh,
I have poison knights. So they're the most irrelevant ones that should be removed from the game because you always have 90 poison res. So those
right.
knights are like you see my health is just 100%. So it's really pointless. And it's the other issue I don't like of this fight in general is that it's random. So I could have poison knights here, but the guy that's also trying it at the same time could get all physical knights, which is infinitely harder. Not that's impossible. It's
Is it
just
also just that? Is it how much like? Well, they could just change the damage numbers a bit to make the physical knight more in line with cold fire and poison
yeah,
and lightning.
that's probably what they should do.
Hmm.
Because and the issue is like it's just that like the physical knights do a lot of damage, but then also you can get amped, and if you have no PLR, amped plus physical knights, then that's pretty scary.
You
But
mean PDR?
yeah, sorry, yeah, PDR.
Yeah.
But if like I'm using chain lightning all the time, so
Hey,
like
I have a question.
yeah,
Has anybody experimented with curse resistance in this fight, like
ye
having an extra 50 or whatever?
oh, okay, that brings you to another topic. But we did talk about that because if you can hit that as a core, it's kind of useful because it reduces the decrepify. It
Decrep,
reduces
and then
yeah,
Decrepify throws off all of your attack frames.
yeah,
Exactly, like everything is affected.
yeah.
Faster run walk.
And it helps in phase 1 and phase 3 with the lower res because it minuses your res by 27. So you need to always have extra res
Right.
in your gear. But if you have the curse resistance, then you can have less res. So some
Right, you could
people,
actually drop one res core from something or
yeah,
one res item, so it's almost like you're making it up.
yeah. So it is, people are, like, if you can get the good slam, people are talking about it. It's pretty useful.
It's
Um,
still though a little. It's hard to get like the right gear with the
yeah,
curse resistance.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, two things. One, you see I got poison again, which is the easiest phase. And there's
Right.
okay, two bugs. One bug I'll talk about, if you get all of a single element, like if I get all poison knights, all three of my phases are going to be poison knights. So if you get bad RNG and you get all physical knights, all your phases are going to be physical knights.
Right, and it's gonna like the next phase will be the same spawns.
Yes, correct.
That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So like it makes the fight so much RNG of how easy it could be one time versus how hard it's the next. But the other point you wanted me to bring up is that you know how they dropped the curse cap you could have
CDR.
CDR to 75. Um, how they implemented the Void Knights and the skeletons and such curse resistance they didn't make them primeval, they just made them have a high curse cap. It they're meant to be curse immune, but they're not right now. It was a bug. Knight said he fixed it. We've tested it again, and he hasn't fixed it. So you can actually curse all of these plus all of the skellies and Dclone. But it is a bug abuse because it's a known bug. So you
Wait,
shouldn't.
you can curse the skellies on Dclone?
It's a bug, so you're not supposed to do it. But yes, it's you
What
can.
do you mean you're not supposed to do it? How do you tell people not?
Well, like
There's gear you might run that would
yeah,
cast a curse. Like
yeah. If
that's where there's a line. You
y-
can't not do it.
yeah, so like if you are doing it like that, it's fine. It's more so if you like right now you could build a curse necro support that just runs like dim vision, weaken,
Oh,
and
and
terror, and then you're just abusing it, right? Because you can make
well,
it so
Weekend would be sick on
yeah,
the skelly phases.
yeah,
That's actually disgusting. It
yeah,
would do very little for Dclone, but that's
yeah,
actually cool.
yeah. So like
What, you would reduce the damage of the skellies by like 60,
yeah,
70%, right?
and you can confuse them. They're not primeval, so you can make them attack each other. So you can confuse
Dude,
the
wait.
yeah, yeah,
But here's my question. Like, people used to run Atmas on these fights,
yeah,
so like even with skellies. So then like I still think there's a line where like they should just allow it while it's there. I just
yeah.
don't see how you tell people not to do. I don't know. I think it's a
Yeah.
weird line for
It,
video games.
it, it,
Like
it,
Blizzard has done this, where they've known about bugs and then people get banned anyways, even though it's not their problem, it's the company.
yeah, it really is. And to me, I have the same sentiment because we reported it. Knight said he fixed it. He released a patch note said he fixed it. We're like, oh, okay. And then someone tested it because they had a plague offhand and they got attacked and it throws lower res and
Right, plague
everything.
offhand is
Yeah,
a reason to run a plague offhand.
yeah. And then everything got lower res. And obviously, as a trapper, if everything's lower resed, now you have Pierce, right? So
That's a lot of damage.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay, I have one more question though.
yeah.
Like, did anybody ever used to run Last Wish on a Dclone build?
Yes, that was probably one of the more popular Smiter builds in Zealer.
Smiters, okay, but no
Yeah.
one. But does people still run Smiter for Dclone? Like
No,
enough? Like somebody did at least.
somebody did, yeah. It's not huge, but people
Okay,
do. Yeah.
so people did do it. I know, because Smiters kind of suck in PD2. But here's the problem then. Because if a Smiter's running last wave, because that's just normal gear, well, guess what? He life tap all the ads. So now a
Yeah.
Smiter's actually good. And that was his normal gear choice. So would that be a problem?
Like in my opinion, no. Like that's not really bug. I think it's more bug abuse if you decide to run like a cursed necro that has no business
So
being in there.
they're basically saying just don't do man it with a curse necro. That's
Yeah.
kind of their line.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know, whatever.
yeah. So
It's still a little arbitrary, but I guess a little
and,
less arbitrary, but still, I
and
don't know.
to be fair, it probably matters to who. Like, cause like we reported it, so he like we shouldn't do it. But I mean, if someone else does it, I mean, Canine hasn't officially come out and said.
It's when I first did Dclone, I didn't know anything about the fight, so I
Yeah.
was trying to two-man it as a curse necro. And like obviously I didn't understand the 95 CDR meant having curses were very challenging to keep on him.
Yeah.
But like somebody might do that with their friend. Hey, let's go do level 1 Dclone. I'm gonna put the crap on him, okay? Well, obviously don't do that, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
The crap's not working. Switch curses. Okay, you got it, buddy.
Yeah. That's it's.
I mean, that might happen because that happened to me in season 1. And if I had done any research, I would have known curses are not a very good idea.
And I honestly don't know why they haven't fixed it again. But yeah, like I would be really, I would really fight it if they actually got mad at someone for abusing it because, I mean, like yeah, if you're abusing it, but if you just did a build that
I still don't see it. To me, it's always been if something is in the game and it's not like directly griefing another player, like how do you tell someone not to do it? That's always been my stance on these things because it's happened with Blizzard multiple times while I've played their games, and like usually they won't ban someone for it, but there have been cases where people have been banned for known glitches that they
Yeah.
can't fix or don't fix, whatever.
Yeah, there was one instance we had last season. They ended up not banning anyone, but they gave them all warnings pretty much because there was that whole like bear sin. I don't know if you remember that one.
I don't remember the Bearson
So
thing.
basically, you can proc. You know how you have as an assassin, like you have all the abilities that have charges, like
Yeah,
Tiger Strike, all those kind of things. You can get one of each. So you
sure.
can hold 3 charges. You can get one of each, and then you turn into a bear, and none of the charges go away, but you get all the benefits from the charges. So every single auto attack gets all the charges applying all the time.
Oh, because you're a bear now. You're not
Yeah,
even the same class. Does it
yeah.
last forever?
It lasts.
No, they don't last forever, do
They're
they?
they last like 6 minutes or something, or but it's a really
Oh, they
long
last
time.
a long time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's
So
actually sick.
and then what you do is you go into bear, and bear have incredible frames, so you can get the 3 frame per attack weapon.
Right.
So you're getting 3 attacks per 3 frames per attack, and then you're applying all the stuff. You're able to do entirely Dclone last season without using a pot.
Right, because you could have.
You get life leech off a Cobra Strike. It's like 1600% life leech or something, and then like you just stand there and you can tank the cold away. It was just insane. So that one they fixed it after a couple days, but they pretty
My
much.
phone, my app just closed for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm back.
You're back. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
we're about to go
Wait,
into.
I had just heard, but wait, how do you deal with lifesteal then? Because they don't have Cobra Strike anymore.
No. So I'm by because you still have like you get the charge of because Cobra Strike was charges, right? Cobra Strike is 3 charges.
Wait, so Cobra Strike does steal life?
Yeah, on second charge
I
it
thought
does.
Cobra Strike was changed for poison.
It is, but like it does poison on number 1 and number 3, and then the second charge.
Oh, number
is,
2 is still the traditional one.
yeah.
Okay.
So what you
Which has always been the most pointless ability in the game,
yeah
except for a newbie.
yeah. Okay, and now let's jump into. So this is Zod, the third phase. So I think the only difference for you, Weed, is that they take. I talked about it in the Vex skill, but they have a shared health pool kind of now. So if you damage men down, you also damage Rathma.
Oh, so it's to avoid someone popping all 3 phases and then
Yeah.
popping all 3 phases individually. I'm sure. I don't care. I mean, especially since they nerfed all the damage numbers
Yeah.
anyway. So is phase 3 actually more fun?
I think it's more fun because you always have to do, like it gets chaotic always because you always have like a Rathma phase and a men down phase at the
Yeah.
same time. So like it's kind of, so I'm in men down phase here, and then you see all the Void Knights come up. So it's like kind of chaotic,
Yeah.
but the damage isn't that.
It almost seems though like that. Okay, maybe phase 3 is actually is good the way
Yeah.
they've nerfed all the damages in the
Yeah.
fight, but it seems like level 8 is just long, and like I'm looking at your life pool. How many times? Like it used to. Wouldn't you say in the old days you would maybe have a scare once every few fights? You know,
Yep,
maybe not like you might die, but a scare, a low health orb. How
definitely.
often
Yeah.
does that happen in this fight?
I don't know if I drop
Like
below 1,000 or
half?
like, yeah,
Seriously,
yeah, and
you
like,
don't drop below half very often. Like, whoa, you went to like four
yeah,
ninths there.
yeah,
Watch out.
and
Go
like,
four ninths again.
yeah, obviously I've done it quite a few times, but still, it's not, it's so the issue is that like this part is kind of okay because it's challenging, but it's not really hard. But they nerfed the other phases to compensate for this phase, so then the other phases are just pointless.
Well, I
But
think they
yeah,
also nerfed the other phases because there were issues. Well,
yeah,
maybe not. Rathma was a little more RNG, but
yeah,
as in like people were complaining about the sludge thing
yeah,
for a while.
yeah. Exactly, and you can see I'm just walking into the sludge here because it does, even on Zod difficulty, it's only doing what 700 times 40%, right? So it's like it's not crazy, right? So I don't even
Yeah.
have to worry about dodging that. And this is the only scary part
I
in it,
mean,
but it's not that crazy.
here's the weird thing watching this fight. I'm going to be honest. I think level 8 Rathma looks easier than level 1 last season, even with GG gear. Well, your gear isn't as good as it was last season. Okay, that's not fair.
Yeah,
But like, we talk about this gear compared to maybe not quite GG gear. Don't you
yeah,
say it looks almost as hard? It just takes longer. Obviously, it takes a lot longer, but I
yeah,
mean, it's less hard. That's not like a good fight. I mean, the problem with Rathma always was it was longer, which is
yeah,
why at first it's very hard because it's just so easy to like you
yeah,
lose focus, whatever, you know, etc. But like now it's just even longer and less dangerous.
yeah. Like I think it'd be. I'm trying to think if there's a scenario. I don't know how I want to come off saying this. I don't think I could die in Zod right now. In Rathma.
Barring a disconnect,
Yeah,
something completely out of control,
exactly.
server
Yeah,
crashing, or what realm down? What do they call it? That's what they call it. Yeah,
yeah. But
yeah.
and so and I mean, Knight did acknowledge that they screwed up this fight. They pretty much said that
Okay.
they over nerfed it, so it is what it is. And we'll show Dclone after. It's the exact opposite. I
And
think
Dclone now is just insanity.
there's gonna be a handful of people that do it.
So wait, I have a question then. I got a question.
Yeah.
With we know that this fight is so easy, then wouldn't a wolf doo doo actually be really good for this? Oh, because you have to track down the ads. Never
Yeah.
mind. That's the reason why you can't do it. I was gonna say like you would just go to a good DPS class. So
Yeah.
Smiter, well, Smiter's not that good DPS, but you know Borb or
Yeah.
doo doo. But then I forgot
Yeah.
the ads are annoying.
Yeah. And to be honest, like it looks a little bit easier. Like like an assassin or a sork or, I mean, actually, assassin or like a poison jab does this fight the best. So like it looks a little bit easier. Like this phase is actually kind of difficult, but it's actually kind of hard
Well,
on melee
if you
still.
have to
Yeah.
actually right, because you have to actually because you can't just skip the ads. Like
Yeah.
in the old days, you could just blast the boss in the ass,
Yeah.
and then sure, doo doo might work because you would just out DPS the mechanics. But since you have to individually kill every single ad every time, even if it's not like you're gonna die, it actually wouldn't be as fast as you think.
Yeah, exactly. And I know a bunch of people that had difficulties completing this on melee on Zod
Mm.
because it is like you take a lot of damage. I'm since I'm a ranged, their attacks are, I forget the word for it, but they always shoot straight, right? Like the Void Knights, they shoot directly at you. So if I'm far away, I can dodge a lot of them. Since they're meleeing, they're
Do they
always
have a melee attack?
no, they don't. They just always throw that ball. But if you're close
Oh.
range, you're always gonna get hit by it, right?
Mm.
Where if I'm
Mm.
far away, I can actually dodge. So the fight looks a little
So
bit
is this
hard.
the last phase now?
Yeah, that was it.
Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
now you just kill the bosses, and I always thought one of the weirdest things. By the way, the ground fire still does a lot of damage. It
yeah,
looks like that's one of the only mechanics that still does damage.
yeah. That one in Vex and lower, it doesn't do that much, but in
Level 8 is like
it
last
does.
season damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm, there you go.
Yeah,
By the way, where's my +2 Annie, motherfucker?
yeah. I didn't hit it.
You didn't hit it?
No,
Oh man,
I'll get one
let's
soon.
go.
Oh, it's me talking.
Fucking Cloister.
Yeah.
Dude, Cloister doesn't believe me, dude. You wait. Summons on's gonna top the charts.
Um. Okay. Yeah, we'll see about that. Okay, I'll skip some of this. So this was the
Just a
second
bunch of
kill.
people stroking you off. Congrats, King. Wait, who the fuck calls you King? What the fuck?
Everybody,
I'm the
man.
King.
You don't get this.
Everybody, what are you? Because you're stealing my shit, just like you stole my summoner build, and then went around peddling Woogs style summoners on Necro Chat, and then you tried to play it off like, oh, I don't know what they're talking about. That still pisses me off to this
Yeah,
day.
that one's ridiculous.
Want to buy
I haven't
Woogs
seen
style summoner?
I
And
haven't
I had
seen
no
that guy
idea the
yet,
whole
so
time.
that's interesting.
That was the one time that was funny.
Yeah.
I think it was probably because that guy didn't like me either. I think that was part.
He was pretty
Yeah. Well,
adamant about that.
it's also pretty easy not to like me.
Yeah. Nah, you come off a little strong.
Come on, when you're strong, I will rape you, okay, and your entire family. How about that? You like that for strong?
Good example. Good example.
Good example. There you go.
So this is, I'll do it real quick so we can go to the next one. But so I don't have it in crazy gear because this is a 3 shaled gnat's claw.
I was gonna say you just have shales in there, which I'm kind of. Oh wait, what is this? Is this level 8 Dclone?
This is my. I'm just showing you the Rathma gear for Zod.
Oh, Rathma gear. Oh, okay, I see.
So then this is the Nat set, the 3 with 3 jaws in it, 2 jaws in the helm, random.
You know what? The physical damage taken reduced by 15 might not be pointless, actually.
No, it is pretty good.
Yeah.
It also has 20% PDR as well.
Yeah, I know both, but I'm saying actual physical damage reduction is actually an underrated stat, but kind of not, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I actually think the MDR from Martyrdom's actually a big deal on that item, because you know how I kept telling you that I thought Unravelers were OP now because you don't run life, so you just have a bunch of bone armor. Well, magic damage really sucks without life because res doesn't do shit. So actually the MDR from Martyrdom might honestly be BIS for a tanky necro.
Yeah, I think the shield's actually interesting now too with the curse resistance. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So you remember the damage of this fight? I'm gonna show you now the Zod. I just did this one. This is the new aura. So this is honestly best possible gear you can have. I don't show.
And this is another Zod kill.
This is the Zod kill. Yeah.
On Dclone.
On Dclone.
Yeah.
This is best possible gear.
Yeah, well, you know, best possible gear grading on a socialistic Canadian curve. Sure, if you're American, the gear, there's more options for excellence. You know, the chance you're mediocre or below mediocre is higher, but the chance you're a Bezos exists. You get what I'm saying? You know, for your socialized country, you're at the top of the food chart. Yeah.
So you can see at this part of the fight, like this looks like you saw that he just slapped me for almost 3,000 damage. But you see, this looks like look at my skellies come out.
Whoa, the ads are so fast now. Are they faster? Come on.
Yeah, they're fast.
Or am I crazy?
No, that's how fast they changed the speed of them recently, like last season too. But yeah, they come out immediately, and there's like infinite.
They fucking zoom, dude.
See how many there are too?
There's more? Are you sure there's more?
There's
do they keep spawning?
No, it's just they were hidden in the corner because I did Cloak of Shadows. You'll see in phase 3 how many there is. There's over.
Wait, so wouldn't Cloak of Shadows be abusing it, or is Curse of Shadows? Cloak of Shadows not considered a curse.
It always works, yeah.
Okay.
I tell them every season.
Wait, it doesn't work on a prime. Oh, they just don't fix it. Yeah.
I tell them every season that they need to delete this skill because it's so broken.
Well, I mean, just fix it. But here's the weird thing about it is that, like Necros, some Necro builds would. Nice inventory management there. Top look, that's skillful. Yeah. At least you didn't throw it on the ground. But anyways, wait. Like some Necros could honestly use curses solo for legitimacy, and yet we can't do that. But then you can do Cloak of Shadows. That's what makes it fucking stupid.
Well, Cloak of Shadows always works though. Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, I wish there was some option where skeletons weren't just curse immune for necromancers. Like, remember the idea of curse mastery? Wow, dude, you almost died from that fire wave.
This is going to happen many times.
So ground fires actually, dude, look, you took what, 2 ticks of ground fire and you almost died? That's insane.
I also have 50,
like every time.
I have 90 res with fire absorb. I have 50 PDR. Yeah,
Dude, lightning hose actually looks less scary than the ground fire now, because the ground fire, I mean, it does damage, but like you weren't that scared about it. But like the fire hose, at least you can dodge usually.
Yeah, the fire hose. I also have 90 lightning res.
Oh, okay. And then you also have the max PDR too, which sometimes you don't run, but now you have to.
Yeah, you can see this is literally.
Ooh, that ground fire is insane, man.
This is double the amount of skeletons you normally have.
Oh yeah, I got to pay attention to that. So the second phase is warriors and archers.
Yeah.
Now the archers more dangerous too.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they are.
Yeah, they're nuts.
Dude, they look like they attack faster. Am I crazy
Yeah.
too?
they're
No, they attack faster too.
yeah.
Dude, why can't we summon those as a necromancer, man? Those are the fucking sick ads.
Yeah, I wish, man. These ones are insane. And if I didn't have cloak, this wouldn't be possible.
So what build is best for Dclone level 8 now?
Poison Jav.
Oh, they just kill the ads that quickly?
Yeah, and then they dodge and evade, and they run so fast with the evade mechanic now.
Oh yeah, the passive and yeah. Actually, one of the cool things about being a passive in Magic Zon is your faster run walk is legit, even with like no vigor or anything. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Yeah.
But you see, I'm just constantly almost dying in this fight.
Yeah, no, it's very much chaotic.
You'll see.
I don't know how much harder Dclone running around actually makes the fight, though. In fact, I might want to say I don't know if it actually increases the difficulty. I think the reason the fight's harder is because of everything else, not because
him running around is only the slap he does that hurts a lot, the cold touch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But really, everything else, some things are easier because you can kind of bait
I was going to say, it almost seems like it's easier when he moves around.
Yeah, because you can push him behind a pillar, for example, and then if he hoses,
yeah,
you just,
exactly.
walk on the other side, so like it's a bit easier in that sense. But when he runs and slaps you, it's not a good time.
No, he went to the lightning hose. So I thought they always said that he's supposed to have a CDR and abilities, but it never looks like it to me. And sorry, a cooldown on his abilities, but it never looks like it.
No, I don't think he does. It's insane.
Yeah, because I remember complaining once about RNG in this fight, and here they're like, "We did put a cooldown on Dclone, so shut up." But I don't know. If they're cooldown, then the cooldown is less than the amount of time he takes in between attacks, anyways. The cooldown
exactly.
Because won't he use the same ability twice all the time in a row, or am I nuts?
Yeah,
I don't know.
He does. Yeah.
Okay. Right there, 2 lightning hoses in a row.
Yeah, there's another one. Okay, look at this phase.
There's good RNG. Oh, God.
Look how many skeletons.
Is there something that slows you? Why are you going so slow
I'm
now?
Am I crazy? I'm getting hit by 150.
Oh, you're getting... You're just getting into hit recovery all the time? Yeah, no, seriously, that's what's going on. That's why you're stuttering a bit. I get it. Okay.
Look how many
Jesus.
Like, if I didn't have cloak, you just get swarmed and die at this point.
Wait, so I have a question. Did you dragon kick there, or did my frame rate drop for a second? You did dragon kick. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say that didn't look like frame rate drop. So do you actually have to use that sometimes in this section just to get out of a bad situation?
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons the assassin's pretty okay at this, because you can actually get out of situations. Like the Zon has no get out mechanic, so you have to kind of
and they're
plan it.
I was going to say, even if their movement speed is fast, their frame rates for casting is so bad.
Yeah.
So bad, man. They got to get rid of that or change it for some passive abilities because it fucking drives me nuts.
Yeah. 100%.
Give them their own teleport. Maybe not. I don't know. It would be kind of weird. Zons are already good enough. Maybe they don't need a class teleport. But teleport's just kind of broken. Gotta use Enigma. Yeah, well, you can't because Valkyries are that good. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I will try Enigma at one point at the end of the season, but I'm pretty sure.
The extra Valkyries too
much. Valkyries are so good. Dude, they're so good. Yeah. They're so good. I just wish they were a little more active. And he's immune the whole time. Well, he has to be, or else Cold Nova would just completely obliterate you in this section. That's actually a good thing, obviously.
It's a helpful thing.
Could you imagine trying to deal with ads in Cold Nova? You would have to have teleport, like, on lock. Like, just, like, the best teleports in the game.
And the funny thing is with the Nova, is that bug we found out in non-ladder. Remember how he was rapid firing? They were definitely testing.
Yeah, I saw that.
They were definitely testing on non-ladder, and that's why they never responded to the bug, right?
Oh, so they were using... Oh, really? Do you think that's what it was?
I think so, because why else would it be the exact same speed as we have in this fight? I think they were definitely testing mechanics.
I wonder if there was some poor guy, because, there are some people who play non-ladder. Probably most of them won't even talk in Discord. Yeah. And then this guy's like, I finally formed my Dclone mats. Yay! And like they turned on Dclone running around for that fight for testing. What's going on? The videos never showed this. Get fucked, cuck. Yeah. Poor guy. I'm sorry. I bet that did happen. I apologize. I didn't mean it.
You probably did happen.
By the way, does it look... I want to say they've been casting more meteors from the start of the fight, but the end looks about the same. Or is the end even more
It's
Like
a
the
li-
inn looks the same.
it's a little bit more, but about the same. But the issue is that what they did basically is they made it so that it's always this amount the whole fight.
Oh, so that's why it looks more tame as the fight
Yeah,
went on, because used to them increasing more, and instead it's just max cast all the way from the start.
yeah.
That's wait, is that always there for like level 0 and level 1 too?
No, just level 8.
Oh, Jesus, that's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. I don't show gear in that video though.
Mm,
Um,
I wanted to see it. Ah, whatever.
no, I can show it because I have it say. Let me bring something up.
Dude, that fight looks like hell. By the
Yeah.
way, so level 1 Dclone is not nerf damage, right?
Um, level 1 is about the same. Yeah.
About the same. Okay, but we've been talking about this the whole day. So level 1 Rathma is easier.
Yes.
And it's technically a fight that is good for farming, apparently. Or you guys think it might be a good level for farming.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the problem. You guys aren't testing fire golems. Or blood golems. Or anything. Like some necromancer that can't die. Either fire golems just because fire golems are so easy to do AoE damage. Or blood golems because if you max them out, they're going to give you your health back at every single hit and the damage is so low. And then what? You could just run Desecrate with it. Like you don't even go Revives, right? Because you wouldn't even need to. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. It could probably work but like for Rat. You mean for Declone?
No, for Rathma.
But I mean for Rathma, to me it doesn't matter because you can go in with any build. Like
Oh, right.
level
So
one
you
is
were like
it's just so easy. For Declone, I think there's an argument there. Like
for
Wrath,
fire golems now?
yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
we were running fire golem. We already knew fire
Yeah,
golems are good. Oh,
but
isn't like you think it might be even better than it used to be?
yeah, even better and just a good option just to farm items kind of thing because it's pretty safe. And but for
Mm,
Rathma, you can do anything. I think it's just so much easier. Okay, I'll show you the gear
yeah.
real quick. So I have
All
an
right. Go ahead.
insane claw here. So this is a +6 crafted with 20 FCR, 3 sockets.
This is why you've been taking runes
Yeah,
from me. You guys
yeah.
barely gave me anything at the start of the
Fuzz,
season. Then finally,
Fuzzy's,
Fuzzy quits. It gives
yeah,
me a bunch of stuff.
yeah. Fuzzy's the one that kept all those. So,
Oh
this,
yeah. Oh, that's what you're trying to pawn it off on Fuzzy. I gave some to Colby too.
and this now I'm finding out for the first time.
It's
So this is another +6, 20 IS, 2 socket with faster cast rate.
not +6. How the fuck is it +6, retard?
2 to all
It's
skills,
+5.
2 to assassin skills, 2 to chain lightning sentry.
How is it? The +1 became a +2. I thought it was
Yeah,
just +1.
yeah,
I get it.
yeah,
That's actually sick.
yeah. And then I have my favorite as every season, my 11% PDR Shaco with
Is that
10%.
the +3 with 2 sockets?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I have a 30 PDR cannot be frozen 2 socket shave stop.
Hmm.
35 all res Maras just for minimum I need for res. Lava gout natures. I need these specific res poison lightning and another lightning here to actually hit my max res because I don't use any in the charms as you'll see. This is a sick T gods because it's +2 to all perfect on the 8 roll on lightning, so +10.
Hmm.
Just some max cold water walks, and then I just have all lifer 4% large charms, and then I have FHR ones here to hit the break next
By the way,
Pokemon.
one of these days, I want to borrow your 4% lightning charms to fuck
Yeah,
around with a hybrid, just Valkyrie, just Power Strike Infinity Zon. I don't know when I'm gonna do that,
yeah,
but basically it would be me doing, Power Strike along with my Valks and, cutting points from decoys, all that crap.
yep, 100%.
Yeah,
I'll give you those.
yeah, yeah. Again, it's gonna be at the end of the season for all I care.
Yeah, no, we'll do.
Yeah.
And I will send. I guess for this video, I made these. Have you seen this in this armory? You can make snapshots.
Of previous gear sets?
Yeah. So I have a
That's
link.
kind of cool.
I have a thing set up. Can I share my Discord without it fucking up? Yeah, I can. I have here. I'll send it to you as well. So all the videos we watched, I have the gear set and a link to the video as well.
Did you make this?
This is just text. Yeah.
No. Did you make this now, or is this something you made earlier?
I made it earlier. Yeah,
Hmm.
I just assumed.
Oh, but it was for this project,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, it was for this project.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so just if you put it in the description, people can click, oh, that level 0 Rathma. They can click on this link and
Oh,
it'll give them the exact
so
gear.
Top will go. He thinks so much of himself. Well, I wonder. I bet people are gonna want to see every single build I made.
Yeah, you wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
Just fucking with.
Yeah.
Just wait. I'm gonna make the best passive Dclone Rathma farmer ever. I'm gonna blow everybody's minds wide open. I don't know how well it would work. I wonder. Probably not very good.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but it might work.
I wonder if it could work better than a Necromancer. That's the only thing I'm wondering, just because of the fact you have more health and the dodge evade thing, and Valkyries are pretty good. Valkyries are pretty good.
I saw someone last season do declone with decoys on, so you should be able to.
Okay, I'm sorry. These people are fucking dumb. I'm sorry. I argue with Bubbles. He thinks decoys are good. They're not. I mean, they got a lot better with fanaticism, I'll tell you that. They got a lot better with fanaticism because I think they get a way better attack rate and it increases their damage, and their base damage should be around 600 block. Okay, maybe a little less for me.
Yeah.
But like they're like with all of the aura support, they're basically can do stuff on their own. But like Valkyries without any auras can do stuff on their own, and with auras they can do more stuff.
Have you tried?
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Have you? Because the only reason I know people to play them was in Uber Trist. Have you tried both setups in Trist yet?
No. Valkyrie should smoke them. I mean, the only dangerous thing is decoys you can cast in a safer way. But if you actually had gear to survive, you just get Valks and stomp these bosses, and they'll get smoked.
Yeah, after a certain gear, but I think before the gear, that's where they're just
Yeah,
better
yeah,
because people do day
I know.
one decoys, and it's just you just cheese it, right?
Yeah, but like Bubbles is even talking like a bit of mapping. He thinks decoys are better.
Yeah,
and I'm like, the guy's nuts, dude. The guy's nuts. Anyways, do we have anything else to do with this sort of crap?
No.
So we don't just ramble on all night about me playing passives on. I'm sure people want to hear about that.
No, that's not. You're gonna have some editing to
That's
do.
not what
We're clocking in at 1 hour and 22 minutes on this recording. It's gonna be 74 gigabytes.
74 gigabytes?
I'm just making
I'm not even sure my hard drive space is that big. Probably got one of those. Dude, someone was talking the other day. I gotta say this. I'm sorry. I can just cut it if I want to. He was talking about his old computer. It wasn't even a Pentium 1. He had like 33 megahertz on it. But I remember my old Pentium 2 was 233 megahertz. And I'm like, those are the good old days. Those were the days. Wait, you're about as old as me. Do you remember computers that bad, or how much younger than you?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I bought my first my own RAM stick when I was in grade 8 or something like that, really young, and I'm trying to remember how small it was. I remember it was the top of the line, and it was in megabytes, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I bet in 8th grade, top of the line. I can't imagine it was much higher than 200.
I feel like
56 megabytes.
Yeah, it might have been less. I don't remember.
It might have been less. Yeah, I don't know what year it was.
I just remember thinking back that's so garbage.
I want to say my 233 megahertz had 2 to 8 megabytes of RAM, but it's so long ago I can't remember the numbers back then.
Yeah.
But the hard drive was way still megabytes. I don't even want to say it was 200. I think it was less than that. I think it was super small.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think it was a big deal, gigabyte hard drives when I was a kid. Well, you got a gigabyte. Oh, man. That's a lot of porn. That's a lot. You could use it. Oh, baby.
A lot of images you can save.
Yeah, well, yeah, back then. Jesus Christ, dude. I didn't think I was masturbating at that point. You could still fill up a hard drive. This is some good educational stuff. You should play this for your kids. Like the birds and the bees? They should just play your kids this.
Yeah. This is great content. This is the day that D4 came out too, right? So.
Oh, is it the day that D4? I don't care. Wait, so Fuzzy's playing that now, and you're playing it too?
No, it's early access is today. So Fuzzy's playing.
Oh, wait, the game hasn't even been released yet?
No, early access is today. I think official release is in 4 days.
Oh, so it is the actual game. It's for anybody who pre-ordered, basically.
Anyone who gave them even more money gets it.
Okay. Wait, you had to buy a special package for the early access?
I think so.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Are you going to play? Because I'm not.
I'm going to play, but not for another week and a half or so. I got some, not like, yeah, I'm not in a rush to play it, let's say.
I'm so uninterested. I'm so uninterested.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of trading. I don't know what people think they're going to get from the game.
I think, to me, I've played through every single Diablo. Like, so I'm going to play just to beat the story, even though the story of
The,
Diablos is never good.
whoa! Walk that back right now, because Diablo 1 is sick.
Okay.
Diablo 2 is good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but
Diablo 1 is sick.
n- D-
Diablo 2 is good.
Diablo 1 is the best,
Okay,
for
I
sure.
agreed. Okay, hold on. Okay, so here we go into Diablo 2, right? So what is the difference between Diablo 1 and Diablo 2? Is Diablo fails, so he starts to lose the trust, or sorry, you got to go back even further. The prime evils get kicked out, okay, because the lesser evils band together and they throw them out of town, right?
Yeah.
And so they're conquering the earth, and the angels come down and deal with it. And then they start to put them all in these soul stones. And then you get to Diablo 1, and then you've got Lazarus and the king, and they finally unleash Diablo. And Diablo tries to open up the portal to hell by himself, and he fails. And then the warrior, whatever you want to call it, your character puts the stone into his head, succumbs, and becomes a Dark Wanderer, who then starts. By the way, I don't understand where Mephisto comes in, because he's just like already ready to go.
Yeah.
He's like ready to go.
Ready to
But
fuck shit
Bale
up.
makes sense, because Bale, you release him, but like
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe Mephisto, there's more to the story. I'm missing this part. But that is really cool, because in Act 1 you deal with Tristram, right? Because the Wanderer's still there from the earlier events. He starts to go insane, and the hell starts to come back and forth, right? And then you're like in the town of Tristram. Come on. Then you go to Act 2, right? And then you deal with Tal Rasha, and then Act 3. There's probably a reason for Mephisto. Maybe there's not. Then it would be bad. But you see what I'm saying? How is that a bad story?
No, it's,
And
I
then
think,
Bale makes sense too.
yeah, it's good.
You
I
said
mean,
it was pretty good.
it
How is
is.
it pretty good? It's great.
I know.
Except for Mephisto. Maybe that doesn't make sense. I don't
Yeah.
remember the reason why he was already like, all right, my brothers, time to reveal your true form. It's like, why are you already in your true form? What have you been doing this whole time? Diablo's been dying like hundreds of times waiting for your slow ass. Talrasha's been locked up for like a century, right? And
Yeah.
Mephisto's just like, take a break, tired.
Yeah.
I don't
Chilling.
know. Anyway, so what's your reason? How is it not good?
No, I mean, I think it is. I think it. I just always forget of the addition. Like, not forget. I don't. You have to put a lot of weighting on getting the additional lore, like actually doing everything, like all, like not doing it, like reading
Okay,
all
so
the
what you're
extra
trying to
skills.
say is when you just play through the game every season, it gets boring. That's different than the story gets bad. Yeah, because we played through the game what 500,000 times already.
Yeah, but I think if someone just played it for the first time and like they're not necessarily going to see the whole story, right? Like I think only if you really like, if you have a deep liking of Diablo, you go through
Still
and get all the
disagree.
lore.
Still, the
Yeah.
cutscenes are so good. And Marius, come on.
I mean,
Look what the stone
I
has done to
obviously,
me. Look. Dude, he's like this little guy in this insane asylum. And he's like crawling on the floor, slobbering. How is that not great?
I obviously like it because I play it. I'm just saying. Okay, you
Oh
defend.
wait, so you're trying to say somebody might not like it? Yeah, good. People don't like good things all the time. Why do you
No,
think commercial music is crap?
I want to hear the 2 minute explanation of why D3 story is good.
Oh no, it's not. I didn't say that. I said D1 is sick. D2 is good. That's what I said. I
Oh,
didn't say anything about D3. It's pretty bad.
yeah.
Is there a good part of D3? I think they kind of messed up everything. Like
Yeah.
they bring back Lyric and it's stupid. It's like Lyric's a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Um, I actually thought the Fairy Witch was kind of interesting. I'm not saying her character design was good, but I thought she was kind of an okay character. Belial was okay.
Yeah, Belial
Actually,
was.
Asmodean was good. I'm going to say
Yeah.
this: Asmodean was actually just good, but then everything else was worse than Asmodon. How do you say it? He was the best part of the game. I'll give that. Actually, Asmodon was pretty cool.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
but the point I was originally also making is like I think playing through the game is fun of all of them, so I will play through D4.
playing through D3, I don't know how fun that was because the
I
story
mean,
really wasn't that
yeah, but I
good.
mean,
Even the first time,
yeah.
oh man, like they messed up Deckard Chain, they messed up Lyric, and then yeah, like Act Two's a bit better. I'll give it that. Act Three's a bit better again, but I still felt like like Act 4 is cool that you go to heaven, right, instead of hell this
Yeah,
time.
that's
That
pretty
is cool. I just think they kind of messed up. I don't think they did the lore of the angels good at all the entire time. So even though Act 4 was, it was obviously the circle completes between D1, D2, and D3. I just felt like the way they portrayed the angels was so bad I didn't care. Like at that point, the game sucked again for me. Like Asmodon was the peak. Act 3 is the peak for the story.
Yeah.
Not that it ever got that good, but to me that was the peak. Act 4 should have been great. Instead it was like, oh, it's cool, we're in Act 4, but instead it's like, these angels are retards.
Yeah, it's a pretty big lesson. And to be honest, I don't know the
Yeah.
story of D4 enough right now, but on the high level, it bothers me that like Lilith is the overall boss. Like,
Well, I don't. It just they just have to give her a
it,
reason.
yeah, it's just confusing. Like when you play through D2 and stuff, and like, you know, what I mean, like Lilith exists and stuff, and it's like not that big of a deal. Now it's all of a sudden going to be massive, right? But they have to
Well,
give a reason.
isn't Lilith basically like almost a primeval, right? She's not a lesser evil.
No, because she's the daughter, right? So,
Is
how it
she a
work?
lesser evil?
No, isn't she the daughter? So,
I don't know the
yeah,
story of Lilith. That's
yeah,
probably because I don't care enough. Do they ever talk about Lilith? Yeah, you're right. I'm just trying to think, like, when does Lilith come up?
yeah. Daughter of
I think I
Mephisto.
don't know
Daughter of
any.
your favorite character, Mephisto.
Dude, Mephisto's sick. Don't even fucking. By the way, my favorite character is Marius. By the way, okay. Marius is my favorite character. He actually is great, dude. He, oh, Tyrael, I should have known you'd travel in disguise. Tell me, Marius, how is it not your fault? It was the Wanderer. Dude, oh, he's so good. Come on. Give this to me.
Yeah, he is. I'll give it to you.
All right, all right. All right, so anyways, Lilith is the daughter of Mephisto and who?
Um,
Is that what Mephisto's been doing the whole time? Is that
yeah,
why he can't help out with Bale and Diablo? He's trying to spawn his surrogate or something? I don't know.
yeah. It does. So it says that father's Mephisto doesn't give the other side, but it says
Oh, cool.
Rathma is the son.
What?
Is it according to
I don't
this?
understand the. I know some of the expanded lore that was actually in D1 and D2. Is this the stuff they made up ever since? It
Must
has to be, right?
must be because it says Rathma is the son of Lilith and Inarius.
Anarius?
Yeah,
Who's Anaris? Who's a.
yeah.
What?
He's an angel. I don't know.
That's what I was going to say. It sounds like an angel. What, angels have been banging Mephisto now?
He's Tyrael's brother.
I've,
I'm just
dude,
looking
this
at
is. They
Diablo.
had to make this up.
I'm just looking at
This is.
Diablo wiki, so
So you're telling me, I'm telling. Wait, Anaris is a girl?
he's
Or a
got no
brother?
brother.
How did two dudes bang each other and make it? Wait, Mephisto's a girl?
No. I said Lilith and Inaris made Rathma.
Oh, Lilith's the daughter of Mephisto, and then the daughter of Mephisto banged Anaris and made Rathma.
Yeah,
What? What?
yeah.
This story is so stupid. Like, why couldn't this have been in D3? And then maybe, like, I don't know, be all like Anaris is like, you kicked my brother out, so I'm gonna go bang Lilith. I don't know. This is so stupid. What? The angels were the worst part of that game. The way they portrayed them was so petty. Like, I get the holier than thou attitude they were going for. They just didn't do it very well. They just made it like the worst. It's like they didn't spend enough time to make these characters seem real.
Yeah, I need to go back through that game. Well,
You don't need
I
to.
don't do, but I just
You know,
forget.
I've talked about replaying D3 for the story ever since I played that game, and I played D3 for a while. You know this, okay?
Yeah,
And I never once. I think I played part of Act 1. I think I got the Laeric and I was like, oh, this is bad, dude.
yeah. I played it once
Oh.
on PC and I actually played it once on console.
You actually went through twice? Jesus Christ, you're stronger than me.
Yeah, it was interesting. I played it. No, I played it once when it came out, and then it's obviously stopped. But I played it on
Yeah.
console when the Necromancer um,
I never played the
D-
Necromancer. I quit
DLC
playing
came
like
out.
right before it came out. Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually pretty fun. I just played through like just walked through the whole story of the 3 difficulties, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was alright.
Anyways, D4 is gonna suck.
Yeah, I'll be back in a few. With how bad
I
it
I
was.
I,
Yeah.
I just don't see how the game is going to be good unless they don't do D3. And I get D3 for not trading and then greater risk. That system actually does make sense as bad as it was. But if they're not going to have trading, how the fuck is D4 going to work? I'm I'm serious. I actually think trading is a big reason why D4 won't work because if you're not having infinite difficulties where you just get all the gear you need and it's just like min maxing tiny numbers, like how is D4 going to work? Do you understand? You understand what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, like it's
Like, are they just going to drop everything and then you just min max again?
like there's so many different things they've added of like aspects and things you use to like attune your armor and build and stuff like that. You have to keep getting better different rolled. So there's a lot of grinding to get the right ones
So
to
it is. So it actually they're doing the D3 thing then, where
yeah.
you don't trade and you just get every. Well, maybe you just get it a little slower. That's fucking awful. How is that going to be fun for people?
Yeah, it's a lot of re-grinding and gambling and all that to get these aspects you have to find. I think you might be able to trade like resources that you can use to enable you
Trade.
to,
Okay,
but
but
not gear.
can you trade the resources for something useful? What you trade resources for other resources? That sounds
No,
stupid as
I'm
fuck.
not. I'm not. I didn't go into the trading too much, but I think you can trade resources that allow you to do things like gambling and other stuff like that.
But what do you get?
You can get the
Like,
aspects
why
that
would I?
legendary items. Let's see.
Why would I trade resources when that's the only thing that is worth something? That's my question. What am I getting in return if I'm giving someone else resources?
I think it's probably tiers of different resources. I don't know. I haven't looked into trading, to be honest with you.
It
But
sounds like they went the wrong direction. That's all I'm going to
all I
say.
know is
Like they
it's
might as well just
mostly not trading. Yeah.
then they should just do infinite difficulties. They
Yeah.
might as well. I'm serious. And then you could just have the gear scaling, which is what you're talking about. It seems like you do this gear scaling thing, which there are reasons for it. I'm not saying it was just bad, but I don't know how it's going to be fun without an infinite difficulty.
Well, the thing that they've done is they did basically the whatever many world tier 1, 2, 3, and 4, which are just their difficulty levels. But then there's like
Right.
capstone dungeons,
There
which are like the overall dungeons, and there's one at the end of the game, which is like level 100 capstone dungeon, which is just supposed to basically be the equivalent of level 99, level 100, and have really good gear in order to do it. And that's like the end game.
so they are doing a monster level thing,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah,
Where basically monsters start to level up more than you do.
yeah.
That's D3 did that. The problem is this: they're going to run into the same problem where they're the only direction for this game is infinite difficulties, and maybe they'll just go through it slower. And I don't think that's going to necessarily make it more fun.
The only
In
thing,
fact, it might make it less fun.
yeah, the only thing I've seen is that they seem like they want to do 3 month seasons, so they're just bypassing it by making the seasons short. Right? You only do so much in 3 months. You have to restart again, right? So
So the difference between D3 and D4 is you get less of what you need to do the end game, so they don't have to scale it as much. Oh yeah, that's a better system. You know what? I'm gonna make a hot take right now. D4 is gonna be worse than D3. You know why? Because in D3, I tell you this: when Reaper of Souls came out, it was actually fun. Um, and then the original game had some merit, although there were a lot of issues with Act 1 to Act 2 and how you couldn't get the gear you need for most classes, but that's a whole other story. But when they first released Greater Rifts, I think the first few seasons were actually really fucking fun, and anybody who didn't play it missed, in my opinion, the best time in Diablo 3. This is going to be a worse version of that.
at the moment, yeah, I don't know enough of the game to say otherwise. So like we may be missing a part of the game or part of the understanding what they're doing because I have not read up on it. But
I
how it
just
looks, yeah.
I don't see how I just don't understand how this is going to be better than D3 at launch was, except for the weird Act 1 to Act 2 gear with creature level problem, and basically DH was the only way to cheese content without the good gear.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Like,
Yeah, I just don't know if the story is going to be longer in the 4 worlds. It takes forever to get through. I don't know.
but
Yeah,
that's not a solution.
yeah.
I'm telling you. That's just your. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
I
You didn't play D3 enough to know the problems
no,
that come with a game system like
no.
this.
What I'm saying is I do understand what you're saying, but I have not read what they're actually doing for D4 to be able to agree or disagree.
Here's the thing, though. No one's going to be happy not finishing the game. Do you know how much people were pissed off they couldn't do Act 2? And that was most people because they didn't have a DH or weren't good enough to play a DH with bad gear.
Yeah.
So most people basically were stuck in Act 1 of Inferno. And if you're saying, well, it's going to be super hard to get to the end game, I just can't imagine people being happy not getting to end game like within a month, like a bad player.
Mm-hmm.
So then what is a good player going to do? Like, I just, this game is not going to work. You're going to watch. We're going to play this audio back, and you're going to go, oh my God, Beat Solo was 100% right, and the game went to infinite difficulties. So then everybody can complete the game, everybody can get the gear they need, and the only difference is somebody grinds a bit more, gets a little bit better gear, has a bit better play, and does a greater rift of 20 instead of a greater rift of 0. You wait.
Let's see. Today is
Or they have
June
trading.
1st.
Oh, is there PvP?
Yes.
Okay, they're from launch, because we never got it in D3.
Yeah, I
the
know.
arena system was not PvP. Trust me, it never was. So it is from launch. They have PvP. Okay, then there is some hope for the game, but I still am a little nervous about how PvP is going to be implemented. But then, okay, obviously, if there's PvP, then there's always that other side of the game. But how are you going to do PvP? How are you going to do PvP without trading?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know exactly. This game's going to suck. This game. I mean, PvP is going to be absolutely sick, and it'll save it, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
all right.
Nothing beats LOD PvP, so I actually did a 4v4
cool.
PvP and PD2 today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, there was a game up, and Real John and a few people were invited me. So I was like, yeah, I'll try it. I have a trapper, so things are easy, right?
Yeah.
It was fun.
You get fucked up?
No, man, I won.
You won?
Yeah, I was
the rest of your team died?
4 on 4, so we won pretty much every time.
Wow, what was the other side?
It was good, but it was a little unbalanced because we had a Conviction Pally. So Conviction Pally was a trapper, kind of just...
So you basically had a tank that made your traps invincible or do a lot of damage, and then the other side is just, trying to avoid it the entire time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was us just running at them, telling with Enigma, throwing traps at them, and traps basically two-shotting people because of Conviction, so...
Jesus. Wait, I have a question then. How easy was it for them to try to kill the Pally or you? Not easy enough, apparently.
Not easy enough. I mean, they killed the Pally a couple times, but the other issue is we had 2 assassins, a fire one, and I was on lightning, so we both had mind.
So they couldn't even gear swap. So they couldn't even try to match your element or something.
Yeah, it was pretty for fun game too. So I think if if you did a real hard one, they would probably min max a bit and have someone pure fire chasing after the fire one. You know what I mean? There was probably ways we would have got smoked.
I remember one time I was PvPing, and I was always an idiot when I played LOD. I never got very good, but I was playing a Hammer Den, and I thought I was so clever because I had a Rising Sun, and Rising Sun's super OP in D2 LOD. It has like plus 80 Fire Absorb or something stupid. And so you'd play a Fire Sork who's an idiot, and they don't know, and then you just gain health. Yeah. And then I played some Fire Sork who was obviously more intelligent, had good gear, and they're like, oh, you have a Rising Sun on, watch this. And they put on all their Pierce gear, and they're like, just let me shoot you now. And I was just standing outside, and they one-shot me basically. And I'm like, how the fuck is that? And well, you stack a bunch of Pierce, and then guess what? Your Rising Sun sucks. And I just that was blew my mind. I was like, I didn't even know this was possible. I thought I was so smart, but yeah, obviously it's a little more complicated than that. A little more complicated. I was such an idiot when I played D2.
Oh man, it took me a long time too. All right, I need to stop this. This is an hour. 45.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, good. But this is the best part was the end.
Yeah. So you can have
maybe
a
not
off if you want, or just ramble, just randomly hit stop.
Just stop.
Come play with us, Daddy. Forever